Warzone update was great on paper. We spent the majority of the morning trying to get through the menu glitches, and if you were part of the select few that were able to play, you had to deal with something even worse. Loadout glitches, what ended up causing your game to just crash. Now, the worst part of this all is that we were all very excited about this update. The devs have been promising changes on both sides of the house, so we were expecting major changes in both multiplayer and Warzone, which, let's face it, both of them needed some serious quality of life adjustments, and when the patch notes came out, they looked really promising. Now, I will admit, I was very bummed that when I skimmed through it, we could not find a single nerf for the MTZ, or at least the bolt of the gun itself, but I was able to see a lot of promising changes to both modes and their quality of life. Starting with multiplayer, ranked play has been announced and teased for a few weeks now, so naturally those of us that really take a liking to that competitive side of Call of Duty have done our due diligence and have taken the time to watch not just the pros from CDL, but go out and find some wonderful guides that were produced to learn the rotations, the callouts, and what guns we should be using, only to find out this morning that all of the hills have changed. And on top of that, the guns that we were using, the AR specifically, caught a nerf. Now, don't get me wrong, the changes to the hills are something that we've been asking for way before the CDL started, but having them be released 1 week before challengers are supposed to play for money seems a bit rushed, and I have no idea where that decision even got approved from. And on top of all of the things I just said, having these changes only further delayed something that everybody was expecting to come out today. Just from looking at my Twitter timeline alone, I know that there was a lot of people that were affected by that.
My game, I'm being hacked. Someone's hacking me. I'm not exaggerating. I think this might be the worst update I've ever seen. I'm not even kidding.
Not just content creators, but just the casual players as well, who were just excited to play with their friends. Some of them even asked for the day off, and I know that that sounds like a lot or a little to some, but the bottom line is that coming from a company that is trying to mend the relationship that it has with its player base, right? If you're talking about just overall, just the connection, the communication, everything that we have been working to mend from having to play in Modern Warfare 2 to now Modern Warfare 3, it just all seems very rushed and overall a huge bummer. On a more positive note, they finally looked at the audio, which has been a hot topic since the game launched. Not as hot as SBMMM, but that's a topic for a whole different video. Now, based on the notes, they finally touched on occlusion audio as well as reduce the sound of your allies. Overall, this means that this should make sure that we have a more consistent audio cue no matter what kind of objects are between you and your enemy. The boys update also comes to Warzone. The event has a limited time mode in multiplayer as well as a mastery camo that you can unlock by doing some of the challenges. Now, fun fact, the last time that COD tried to add the boys to Warzone, everything broke as well. But of course, sticking to the positives, we got 2 new guns with this update. The TAC Evolver can be unlocked through the week 7 challenges. You only need to complete 5 out of the 7 that are listed for any of the 3 different modes. I personally would highly suggest doing them in multiplayer, as they all seemed pretty straightforward and simple, and you should be able to get through them really fast, but there is an option to do it in Battle Royale, Zombies, and of course, multiplayer. We also got the HRM-9, which is an SMG that can be unlocked by getting 20 operator kills while moving, which again is probably very simple to do. In multiplayer, you can get it all within 1 game. Now, this is the gun that I'm most excited about. This is the one that we're probably gonna try first, since I think that it could be a problem on the map. We'll have to see. Until then, I'll catch you guys out there. Like, sub if you haven't, or don't, because I'll never know. And of course, drop a comment if you'll be playing the new game. And as always, peace, love, positivity. Mwah.